Laura Sanko at 15, Misha Tate at 13. We're in the wrong division. That's not the right bantamweight division. What? Here it is. Okay, Marabi, he just lost the belt to Peter Yan. Peter Yan is the new champ. And it's got me thinking, this Paramount deal has got me thinking a little bit. Because we're seeing some interesting matchups get made, right? We're seeing Diego Lopez kind of skip over Mosvar, kind of skip over Lerone Murphy, and get a title shot against Volk, right? At 55, it's even worse. We're seeing Arman. He comes back, he beats Dan Hooker, finishes him. He's next in line, right? Not exactly, right? We're seeing Justin Gaethje fight Paddy the Baddy for interim title. They're getting the next shot at Taporia. So, the UFC is not afraid to kind of stir the pot a little bit with some of these matchups. And I think they'll do the same at 135, depending on how this trilogy goes with Merab and Peter Yan. I think, obviously we look at Umar. He's got a fight coming up against Davison Figueiredo. I think he will beat him 100%. No offense to Davison Figueiredo. I just think he's a little over the hill at this point. He's a free win for anyone in the top 5. So Umar will 100% beat Figueiredo. He'll be coming off a win. Sean O'Malley, you got a tougher fight. Song Yadong, that's a tougher fight. But I do think you will win. Okay, I think you're going to beat him. So if both of these guys are coming off a win by the time this trilogy happens, their fate rests on how the outcome of that trilogy goes. Because if you're Umar, you're going to sit there and say, let me cross my fingers and say, please, Merab, get it done so I can get the shot against you. If you're Sean O'Malley, you're going to say, please, Peter Yan, get it done so I can get the shot against you. Because, Sean does have history with Peter Yan. He beat Peter Yan, and he's a big name, and he'll be coming off a win over a top 5 guy in Song Yadong. And if you're Umar, you should know this. You should know, man, if Peter Yan beats Merab, I'm getting skipped over. I ain't getting the shot. Maybe Umar, hop in the camp with Merab, help him train to beat Peter Yan so that you can get the shot against him next. A desperation type dealio here. That's what I think is going to happen. I think if Peter Yan beats Merab, Sean's getting the next shot. Umar, you're probably going to have to, fight Merab as a contender after that, if that happens. As for Sean O'Malley, it'd be the same thing. If Merab does beat Peter Yan, then Peter Yan will probably fight Sean as a contender. So it's kind of the same fate for both guys. But with this Paramount deal, Peter Yan wins, Sean's getting the next shot. And, this division's already pretty wacky as it is, right? You got Sugar Sean, you got Peter Yan, you got Song Yadong. So this division's already pretty crazy. Now you're slapping the Paramount deal on top of it, little voodoo, Paramount magic. They're going to do whatever they can to give Sean the shot. And if Peter Yan is the champ, he will get the frickin' shot. So that's what I think is going to happen in this bantamweight division. If I'm looking at a globe here and I'm predicting something, that's what I think is going to happen. So if you're watching that fight, that trilogy, both these guys are going to be clenching their cheeks, rooting for the opposite guy, and it'll be real interesting in the bantamweight division.